In this week's Under the Big Sky, the Great Falls High School class of 1968 celebrated their 30-year reunion this weekend, and it was an out-of-sight experience. It's a late afternoon jam session, hours before the Great Falls High School class of 1968 gather for their 30-year reunion. And these guys may be a little out of practice. They're playing together for the first time in 3 decades.
We just took up where we left off 30 years ago. We're all still great friends. It's just so neat.
Back in high school, they were members of a band called Out of Sight, which played at dances and concerts all over the state. They were art students, brought together by their love for music. But at graduation, these guys put down their instruments and went off to do their own thing.
Fulfilled its destiny, which was high school, and we all went off to college and did what we did.
I always kind of thought we'd make it big time, you know, if we had only stuck with it, but we, you know, everybody kind of went their separate directions.
But they're together again at the class of '68 reunion. The faces are older, but the music sounds the same.
After 30 years, Out of Sight.
First time it was a little rough, but it didn't take very long. After a while it was like riding a bike, it all came back.
For their classmates, it seemed like old times.
We rehearsed the other night, and it was like being 14 again, because I was there the first time they played together at the Skyway Bowl, and they sounded great.
Everyone went to the DeMolay on Friday nights, and the Out of Sight played, so it's like a real coming home.
Band members hope this won't be a one-time gig. From now on, they plan to reunite each year, creating more out-of-sight memories.
Yeah. And when did you start playing again?
1998.
30 years later.
For our 30-year high school reunion. And we decided to do a practice at Rock Creek in May to see if we were good enough to not embarrass ourselves at the high school reunion. And then we were going to tell them yes or no after that. And we played for about an hour, or probably...
And we all had to get equipment again, except for Dennis. He still had his saxophone.
He still has his saxophone he had in high school.
But it had to go out and buy keyboards and amplifiers and guitars and all of that to get.
So we played for about an hour at Rock Creek, and we were terrible. We were awful. And then all of a sudden we played.
Then we took a smoke break.
Then we played Sign DC.
There was one. I thought
it was Time is on My Side.
Sometimes I Think About. That's what it was. Yeah. We played Sometimes I Think About, and we played it through from the beginning to the end.
Remembered
and it was tight. It was good, and we said, "Hey, we can do this."
You know,
I did. I got it working.
We could all.
Cool.
A number of us.
Wait a minute. I might be out of focus though.
You are. Tom, you're out of focus.
A bunch of us could all pile in the van. We could drive down to Rock Creek. We could hang out. We could go for a walk. We could wet a fly, and we could come back and play music.
Okay, cool. All right. What are you doing, Dennis?
Good.
No, what?
Oh, what?
Yeah.
He's doing the dishes.
He's being domestic.
Doing the dirty deeds.
Oh, yeah, cool.
I'm drying the dishes.
Cleaning them dishes.
Drying the dishes?
Yeah.
The two cameras taking pictures.
I can do it during the year.
What does it mean? Like two aliens discover each other.
You know what? It don't mean shit.
Musician Club.
Hey, that.
You got your high heel sneakers on, and your blues. You got your high heel sneakers on, mama, and your blues. You're rolling alright. You know you're out of sight. The way you do the things you do, the way you kiss me too, the way you do the things you do, mama, the way you kiss me too much. You know you're out of sight. Oh, it's
It sounds like a soap commercial.
Yeah.
Listen to this one.
Parts of space.
Yeah.
Barry just kind of in the room.
Whoa! Contestant number 1. He lives in Malibu. Let's go on number 1. Go number 2.
And that night they all had a dream.
And she was in every one of them.
Alright, let's try it.
Basically is the title for a bit of improvised music that I had been fooling around with for several years. Just these minor chords, A minor, and I think I was over in Great Falls visiting Giant Springs, and I was thinking about music, and I was thinking about how this water, this one of the biggest springs in America, if not the world, it's really big freshwater springs. Lewis and Clark, they didn't really discover it. The natives that lived there knew about it.
But they found it for President Jefferson.
Yeah, it was Giant Springs. And The way the water comes up is a bit like music emerging from your subconscious, and it kind of wells up, and it's refreshing, and there's a purity to it. And so I thought, well, I don't have lyrics for this, but I think I'll just call it Giant Springs. And then we wound up working on an intro to it that kind of imagines water flowing underground and coming to the surface, something coming up and then taking on its own kind of rhythmic life.
Remember when we all decided to get Vox equipment?
Yeah.
We got inspired.
We had all Vox equipment. You had a Vox bass, Vox guitar amp, and I had the Vox PA system.
So I was the first one to get one of those amplifiers, one of those Vox amplifiers.
Didn't that have an 18-inch speaker?
No, I think it was 15.
No, the Westminster
Was it
had
18?
18-inch speaker.
Yeah.
God, holy moly!
If you wore baggy pants and you stood in front of it, your
Mine
pants
did.
would flap in the breeze.
They did all the time.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Mine did all the time.
That was an 18-inch speaker.
One thing I remember is that we were really young, really skinny, and we played really fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really fast.
Part two of electrocutions of the mind and a bowel movement.
When we got cut off.
We got cut off.
I remember that.
We were playing in the gym that time.
What
too,
was
right?
the song that
after,
disturbed me?
after game dance?
Yeah.
Gloria, I think.
She come up to my room.
She come up
She
to
sat
my
up on
room.
my bed.
Make me feel
So good.
so good.
Yeah.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
And
Gloria, come
we're
on
just
in.
going, and suddenly there's no sound. We're just like, what?
Except for Jacques.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whack
Yeah,
cash,
just
whack
the
cash,
drum.
whack cash. Yeah.
I
No,
think Jim sang that song.
And we were involved in art clubs, so there's all these artsy-fartsy things that we were doing, and playing music and doing
Well,
art.
we were silk screening the poster. We were all artists. We'd have a dance coming up. So 5 days before, 6 days before, we'd go to Jacques Bordelot's basement. And because we had learned silk screening in high school from Mr. Clark.
Yeah.
Mr. Clark,
no, Mr. Clark's class.
Walters.
Don Walters really taught the silk screening.
It was more psychedelic than anything out of San Francisco.
Come on, kid. Let's see.
And we had a fabulous light show with the bubble thing going on the wall and a strobe light.
Smoke. We had a yellow, a red and blue strobe light. So it went red, blue, red, blue, red, blue.
When you were in high school?
Yeah. And we'd set off smoke bombs because we learned how to do fog and smoke in stagecraft.
Yeah, we knew all
so we practiced stagecraft. So we would have more of a show. We'd cut the lights and have smoke coming up and lights and.
God,
we
you were
had
living
lights
the dream.
going.
We were living the dream.
It was before
it's like in high school, we weren't in high school. It was just something very peripheral to our. It was like all about the band. And
how did we even graduate?
I don't know.
So good.
We were the big city band.
Who thought of the name?
Yeah, where'd the name come from?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Don't know.
What year in high school were you guys when you got together?
Well, let me just say that we were wearing mod clothes, if that kind of dates
We got
it.
into this Great Falls Tribune for wearing mod clothes.
Yeah, I forget who it was,
right.
but somebody said that they were good, they fashion followers of the mod craze. Paisley shirts, and striped pants, and
platform shoes.
That was pre-tattoo, pre-piercing. I mean, we were just,
But equally ugly.
It really is. It's disgusting.
So what year in high school did you guys form the band?
We got together in 8th grade or 7th grade.
Junior high.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I didn't join until sophomore. I think.
You were the old man.
I think you were a freshman.
A late comer.
I think it was the freshman
joined
year.
in 9th grade.
Yeah.
When I joined, you were the remain, and then I had a saxophone too. I don't know if I think I brought it that first day,
Yeah.
and maybe that's
You
why.
mean that saxophone?
It might. Yeah, I think it was that one.
Yeah.
I think it was that one. I had an alto too.
Same reed too.
I switched to tenor. I started on alto and then I switched to tenor.
The first time I remember seeing Out of Sight was, might have been 1965 or early in 66. We were in high school, and Dennis and you and Jim Claiborne.
Hi.
Roy Carpenter had a band called The Remains, I think. It wasn't Out of Sight then.
When did Out of Sight, when did we form? Do you remember?
I remember, I don't remember a specific date, but I remember our first gig being in that bowling alley.
Right.
But were you in the band when we played for Julie Wolf's birthday party
Yes.
over at the Sky,
Yes.
whatever it was, the
Yes.
bowling alley?
I was playing bass at that time.
And they came over and shut the door on
Yeah.
us and went in the other room.
Yeah, we kept playing.
That's about
We didn't take the hint.
That's about my earliest recollection, and I think we were the Hieronymus Bosch 4 then,
Or The Remains.
or possibly the Remains. Yeah.
I drove over to Great Falls from Missoula in 2016 just to remind myself of the feel and the smell and the taste of the place. The smelter smokestack is gone and Giant Springs has been upgraded to a state park. And there's a bike path along the river where the railroad tracks were. And there's a Lewis and Clark Visitor Center on the bluffs above the dam, close to where I used to park with my girlfriend, where we saw the flying saucer. But the flavor of the place is still the same. The refinery and Black Eagle Dam are still there like I remember them. My old Upper East Side neighborhood of working and middle class houses laid out in a grid from Central Avenue to 10th Avenue South is relatively unchanged, except the houses seem to have gotten smaller. 10th Avenue South is still the commercial center with a mall, such as it is, unchanged in 40 years. And downtown looks the same, but maybe a little more deserted. It's a meat and potatoes kind of town with a Midwestern spirit, set on the western edge of the high plains. You can see the Little Belt Mountains in the far distance, but the town still ends abruptly, without suburbs, surrounded by immense rolling fields of wheat that turned gold in August when I was there. It's an unlikely crucible for big creative energy, and yet that's where the band was born, and where all of us were formed and started our journeys to what we are now. For the last 18 years, we've played in Missoula, Rock Creek, Kalispell, and Sun Valley. But in the beginning, the band is from Great Falls. When I first got there to Great Falls, my first move was to cruise the drag. We used to drive up and down Central Avenue from where it dead ends at the Civic Center to about 19th Street, and then turn right and drive up to the Burgermaster, and then turn around and do it again. Unless, of course, something was going on at the Burgie. Sometimes there would be 100 kids in the parking lot looking for friends or looking for trouble. I had a metal flake green 56 Chevy with a 3-speed on the floor, leather seats, and a 4-track player. Everyone in the band had an equally cool car. On rare days when we weren't practicing or playing, we were cruising in these juiced up cars that got about 8 miles to the gallon. It didn't matter because we were making lots of money. Gas was 33 cents a gallon, and we had yet to have heard of global warming.
Cruising the Drag started out as kind of a Chuck Berry, Johnny B. Good thing. 12-bar blues in A, and let's see, it's a 1-4-5, and on the 4 I do kind of a little different thing with it, which as the song kind of developed, it turned into kind of a honking thing, hence the Cruising the Drag. So I was asked the question, well, what's the name of the song? I didn't have any answers, and I thought, well, Cruising the Drag. It's what we did in Great Falls. It was a rite of passage, I think, for a lot of us. Actually, it was a rite of passage for a lot of people.
I remember when Dennis and I were living in Denver and we went to see American Graffiti. It had just come out. We were sitting there watching, the classic Cruising the Drag scene and everything, and went, that's just like Great Falls. San Rafael, California. And I went, oh my God, we were all having the same experience. Even in Great Falls, Montana. It was so similar. So we weren't as divorced from all of that as we might have thought.
And then we were listening to the second generation, which was Rolling Stones and Animals and people like that. But we had no idea, or I didn't anyway, that they were getting theirs from the source. And then it wasn't until I was a pretty old adult, which it started dawning on me that I ought to go back to the source too. So I fell in love with the blues all over again.
Well, if I had possession of the judgment day, well, if I had possession of the judgment day, well, that little woman I'm loving would have no right to pray. And I went to the mountain.
And of course, they were filtering back American blues.
Right.
And that was a lot of the first American blues I had heard. These young English guys had been like finding records. They had heard Little Richard and Chuck Berry or something. Yeah, who happened to be playing, and it was like, so they were hunting for these records, hard to find records, and then redoing them in a more upbeat kind of rock and blues manner.
I don't think we even knew that they were originally American blues.
Not at first. Yeah.
Well, I woke up this morning and my biscuit roller was gone. Yeah, I'll tell you now. Gypsy woman told my mother just before I was born, you got a boy child coming, he'll be a son of a gun, gonna make pretty women scream and shout, then the world want to know what I'm all about. You know I'm here, everybody knows I'm here. I'm a hoochie coochie man. Everybody knows I'm here.
It was girls. And when I started playing in a band, we'd be up on the stage, so we didn't encounter that problem.
And you didn't have to dance.
And the girls were still watching you, so it was a good thing. It was a really good thing.
Take me by my hand, then the world.
It's that simple. Well, well, no, it all comes back to that, really.
Were you chasing the girls, or were they chasing you?
Yes, we were.
Oh, I know.
Yes, they were.
We did have one girlfriend for the band. She was actually the drummer, Chuck Orlow's girlfriend, Fran. Still a good friend.
Still a good friend, yeah.
And she was an artist too, and she hung out with us. And she had long red hair, and was a mod dresser too. Oh, we were all nerdy with it.
Yeah.
Except Tom. Tom had big bushy hair. The girls that would be standing in front of the stage, they're all looking at Tom. They'd be dancing. You know, we'd be over there going,
You know, I was only the bass player. You guys were the talent.
That's not the way it was supposed to work.
Say, I was born for good love. Can't you see? I got $700, baby. Now don't you mess with me.
So what did you? How was that for you guys to play at the Demolay?
It's great. Big crowds. Yeah, there'd be, I don't know, not huge, but hundreds.
Yeah.
You know? Dancing.
You'd walk in
dancing.
there and there were lots of teenage girls, and it was kind of humid in there, kind of moist, and it had a certain aroma to it. I'll never forget
about that smell. You know, I remember the rooms were big enough. It's a smell of teen spirit.
Yes. Exactly.
It does have an aroma.
Yeah.
Time is on my side. Yes, it is. Time is on my side. Yes, it is. Now you always say that you wanna be free, but you come run back. You come run back. You come running back to me. searching for good times, but just wait and see. Come running back, come running back, come running back to me. Yeah, yeah, go ahead, baby, go ahead and light up the town. Baby, do everything that your heart desires. Remember, I'll always be around. And I know, like I told you so many times before, you're gonna come back, baby. You're gonna come back, knocking right on my door. I'm a road runner, baby. Take it just with me.
We'd play a concert in Havre. We'd all drive up in our 56 Chevys. And we'd play the gig. And occasionally we'd stay at a hotel. But many times we'd drive back at midnight or 1 in the morning. We were driving back at 2 in the morning, racing each other with our headlights off. 100-mile drive. I don't think we encountered another car. The stars were so bright it illuminated the landscape like an incandescent bulb.
Yeah, I think there was a full moon on the night I remember doing that. I think there was a full moon.
The thing is, yeah, we did it more than once.
Yeah.
At least
a
couple, 3
Yeah,
times.
it was like
we did it whenever we could.
It was a thing we did. What do you mean by that?
Just going 100 miles an hour after dark on a 2-lane
I
road.
never went 100 miles an hour.
How fast did you go?
85.
Probably 65. That scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I mean, 65
me too.
miles an hour was fine. That was okay. It wasn't 100 miles
Maybe
an
I
hour.
was riding with you. I was safer. I think some of the other guys were going faster. I think Dennis and Jacques were going faster. I think they passed it.
Probably.
So anyway.
So the fish was.
That was
So
a
maybe
good day. That was a
maybe
real
we
good
were
day.
going as fast as 80 or 90
I don't know.
at times.
We were going pretty fast. Let's just say we were pretty crazy. The headlights were out and we were driving down the. It wasn't an interstate. It was a two-way.
It's still a dark
blue
part of the
blue highway.
It's
Yeah,
still
it's
a
a blue
dark
highway.
part of the planet when
Yeah.
you see it from a Landsat or a Landsat photo.
Well, I just have to say, I think we were probably going 40 miles an hour. But it felt like 100.
You know, 100 makes a better story, but it maybe is stretching the truth.
I have to play rock and roll.
The Out of Sight band, my first memory recollection is going to one of the parties before I was part of the group. I remember sitting back in the back and thinking, what a great party, what a great bunch of guys, you know, this is really fun. And then at some point, you guys invited me to come up and try it out. I thought, yeah, this should be a fun thing. There and now it's about how many years later? About 5 or 6 years later, maybe?
Probably 5 or 6.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you're like an old timer now.
Yeah, I'm kind of integrated.
Going up the country, gonna play some rock and roll. Well, I'm going up the country. warms me to the bone. The smell of spruce and pine trees in my native home. It's a natural fact now, wine and I want to roam. Playing rock and roll in a cabin in the woods. Well, I'm playing rock and roll in a cabin in the woods. I'm feeling better than an old guy should. Well, living in the world, want me smooth as a river stone. Well, the river rushing by me, my, how the time has gone. I'm playing all the old songs like time is on my side. Well, I'm playing all the old songs like time is on my side. Well, I feel so good, I ain't never gonna die. Well, I'm leaving city living, gonna live on rice and beans. I'm leaving city living, gonna live on rice and beans. And when the moon rises, gonna live on rock and roll dreams. A cabin in a wood. There's a place in Montana, a cabin in the wood. Like nowhere else, it makes me feel so good.
I think it's pretty cool that we kind of found each other in.
I have to say I was a bit adrift before we connected.
I was
and
too.
I joined the band. It was like it was like having your own gang, but we weren't. We didn't carry switchblades.
We weren't malicious.
We weren't malicious. Yeah.
Carried paintbrushes.
We did. Yeah.
Smoke bombs.
We were a sensitive
Peace
gang.
and love. That's when peace and love was just starting to happen.
We were sensitive New Age guys, but didn't know it.
So, I guess I'd like to know what it means for you now on reflecting about it, what, 40 years later, something like that?
And more. Yeah. Well, it means different things to me now than it did then. And then years later now, it's getting reacquainted with people that I knew when I was a kid, and we have a common bond in music, so that's always a good thing. Yeah, you know, what we did was special. It set us a little bit apart. It gave us, we weren't all athletes and that kind of thing, so it gave us a little foothold in the social ladder. So that was a good thing. Yeah, music. It started music for me. No, it was all good, but you know, socially it was a real big deal for me. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Something to hang your hat on.
The band saved my life.
Yeah.
I was determined to be a juvenile delinquent and an adult criminal if I hadn't been in the band. But you know, it was practice 3 days a week and play both nights of the weekend. And
yeah. Did they ever expunge your record? You know that time that.
Yeah, the one that we promised not to talk about on video.
Oh, I forgot.
I think for me, it's kind of the camaraderie that we've all had together, and you know, just the fact that it carried on from high school till now. It means a lot to have the friends and that camaraderie, and just, you know, spiritually, you know, playing the music and being. I look forward to it every year.
I do too.
To getting together.
When Jim was sick and not able to come, he ended a couple of his emails by saying, "I love you guys."
Yeah.
I love you guys.
Yeah. It's important.
And I'll see you guys pretty soon. You are my dearest and best friends, and I love you all. Rock on.
One, two, three, four.